It's 2025, and gaming's most unexpected comeback has arrived. Bubsy is back. Bubsy in the Purrfect collection. From Atari and limited run games, they bundled together 8 adventures of gaming's most charismatic bobcat. For some of us, Bubsy was a weekend rental, a schoolyard talking point, or even our first platformer. For others, he's more of a legend, a name whispered alongside Sonic and Mario during the mascot boom of the 90s. Now, decades later, we get to revisit Bubsy's full history, preserved, enhanced, and presented in one of the most comprehensive retro collections we've ever seen. So what's in the box? This is a feature-rich package powered by Limited Run's Carbon engine. You get Bubsy in Claw Encounters of the Third Kind, Bubsy 2, Fractured Furry Tales, and yes, even Bubsy 3D. But the collection goes further. It includes multiple platform versions, so you can play the Super Nintendo edition, swap over to the Genesis version, or even check out the Game Boy release. And it doesn't just stop at games. The Purrfect collection is stuffed with extras, concept art, box scans, developer interviews, a full music player, and vintage marketing materials. It's like stepping into a time machine to the 90s, only with a modern quality of life polish. So to really appreciate this collection, you have to go back to 1993. Mascots were everywhere. Mario was the king, Sonic was the cool rival, and publishers across the industry were searching for their own breakout character. Arcade introduced Bubsy the Bobcat, full of energy, loaded with one-liners, and marketed as a mascot who could compete with the giants. His first game earned praise for its colourful words and personality, and it gave Bubsy a real shot at stardom. The sequels pushed boundaries in different ways. Bubsy 2 added new gadgets, branching stages, Fractured Furry Tales experimented with fairy tale themes, and Bubsy 3D, well, that game became infamous. But it was also part of the earliest wave of 3D platformers. Together, they tell a fascinating story of ambition, experimentation, and the risk of innovation during a rapidly evolving era. Now, what really elevates the Purrfect collection is how accessible it makes these games. Rewind, save states, and fast forward to ensure players of all skill levels can enjoy Bubsy without the roadblocks of 90s difficulty spikes. The emulation is crisp, the visuals are sharper, the performance is rock solid. Bubsy has never looked or played better. But just as important are the extras, the galleries, the interviews, the music. It's more than nostalgia, this is education. You gain insights into the creative process, the challenges, and the bold ideas behind the franchise. It's gaming history you can actually touch. Now, the one thing I've always admired about Bubsy is how different each game feels. The original emphasized speed and exploration. Bubsy 2 tried gadgets and arcade machines. Fractured Furry Tales leaned into a fairy tale parody. Bubsy 3D, love it or not, it was a leap into uncharted territory for platformers. That's the fun of this collection. You can see how Bubsy evolved, how developers kept experimenting, and how each entry reflects the era it was born in. Even the quirks and oddities are a part of that charm. And thanks to the new features, those quirks are easier to embrace more than ever before. Compared to other retro bundles, the Purrfect collection really leans into history. Sonic Origins focused on the polished gameplay, the Cowabunga collection highlights fan-favorite hits. This collection? It's closer to something more like an Atari 50. A playable documentary. It's about preservation, context, and celebrating an era. And that's why it matters. Bubsy may not have been the industry's biggest name, but he represents a time where creativity, experimentation were everywhere. And that's worth celebrating. So here's the audience here. For longtime fans, this is nostalgia done right. For collectors and historians, the extras make this an invaluable archive. And for new players, it's a chance to experience Bubsy's world for the first time, with all the modern tools to make it fun and accessible. It's not just for one group, it's for anyone curious about gaming's past and how bold ideas can shape its future. So in the end, Bubsy in the Purrfect collection is a package filled with heart. The games are faithfully preserved, the extras are very generous, and the presentation is thoughtful from the top to the bottom. So my verdict? This isn't just a retro release, it's a tribute to the creativity of the 90s, to the risk developers took, and to a mascot who still puts a smile on people's faces. Hey, it may not be flawless, but it is without question the perfect way to experience Bubsy.